Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another night here, Friday night football here in Williamson County. And we are here in lovely Fairview, Tennessee, as the Yellow Jackets host the Page Patriots in a crucial 12A matchup, 12AA matchup. I am Paul Brees along with Matt Hill to bring you the action tonight. And Matt, this is a crucial game in district play. The winner really gets a step forward as both teams are undefeated in district play, gets that leg up for that home field playoff position as we start to move down the season. So as Page gets the ball here, what do you got for us here on the Page Patriots side?
Well, you know, if you look at Page, they like to run the ball, and everything's going to go right through Anthony Sella and their quarterback Zach Mitchell and Stephen White. Those guys, they're going to have the ball and they're going to look to run it constantly, and that's not, it's Mitchell, it's Mazzell, excuse me.
Well, don't adjust your color contrast. Those are the Fairview Yellow Jackets home jerseys, and I think Coach Chris Hughes may have called up to Oregon and gotten a little donation for the
either that or they got the yellow highlighters, one of the two.
New jerseys. You know, you got to get used to them with all the fancy stuff that's going around in college football. Yeah. You just got to say, hey, stay with the trend, I guess.
And a lot of people were upset about Maryland's uniforms, but I thought they were pretty nice.
And a short kickoff by Suffrage, and it is going to go out of bounds, and a fortunate break for the Patriots as they are going to start out with good field position.
Yeah, you know, that's not how the Yellow Jackets want to start off the game, get them in a short field. But, you know, Page is definitely going to want to take advantage of that and come out and try to get something going offensively. Last time we saw them, weren't quite able to put much together on the offensive side of the ball.
Okay, last year, Fairview broke the streak, defeated Page 23-3, and it is going to be a ground game battle as they look for both teams to keep it on the ground and throw a pass every once in a while, just keep both defenses honest. Fairview right now averaging 34 points a game, while Page only at a 17-point-a-game clip. So it is going to come up to which offensive and defensive lines can control the line of scrimmage, Matt.
Yes, both of them are very similar offenses, as you said.
And a quick pitch, and there is a quick throw, and incomplete to Madge, the receiver. Here is our starting offense for the Patriots: Casella, White, Mazzell, Laster, Cammy, Woolwich, Clifton, Paquette, Goldberg, Riley, and Wallace. And as you had mentioned, Matt, keep your eye on White and the young quarterback, Zach Mazzell, the sophomore, who on the season 18 for 38 for 239 and 2 touchdowns. And
Booker Leach wasn't on that list, but I'd also look to see him to get in the action also.
So Mazzell already 0 for 1, but that was a one drop. And there is the handoff, and you just mentioned his name, Booker Leach.
And Cole Watson did a nice job, the senior linebacker, coming in and filling in on that play and bringing up a third down for Page.
So there's Bach, Myatt, Franklin, Ramey, Cavender, Moore, Watkins, McDonald, Conrad, Cisco, Wall, and Trashad Moore. And who are some guys on the Fairview defense you talked about?
Well, I think one guy is who we just talked about. I mean, Cole Watkins, he does a good job, senior out there on the line. And then you also got to mention Logan Cavender. He does a good job out there flying around, knocking some heads.
Well, Mazzell is dropped for the sack.
Brought down by number 2, followed up by number 20.
Joe Bach and Logan Cavender, the young man you mentioned, on the sack.
And there he is in the back, a couple of guys in the backfield, and Cavender does a good job coming in and cleaning up. And, you know, neither one of these teams want to be in third and long. They like to run the ball, and you get in third and long situations, their offense get real predictable. And that defensive line can just pin their ears back and come at you, and they're not used to throwing the ball. So you bring those coaches are going to be bringing blitzes in those third and long situations. And just like you saw right there, more often than not, we're going to see a sack.
Well, it is going to be a punting situation for Page, and an end-over-end punt. And if he can pick it up, that is going to be DeAndre Moore, and a big block, and they have the wall set up, and he's going to take it to the house.
And you could just see Moore. You just see him running effortlessly. You knew as soon as he caught that ball, you could see he was an athlete. And when he got in that open field, he just moved by everybody.
Well, DeAndre Moore did a lot of special things last week 10 receptions for 147 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. So when his hands are on the ball, big things happen.
Explosive young man, and that was an excellent job by him to stay in bounds when he got that little on tackle down below. It would have been real easy for him to head right out of bounds. He did an excellent job of keeping his balance and staying in and going in for the touchdown.
Well, credit the special teams play of the Yellow Jackets and the coaching staff because they had the wall set up perfectly.
Yeah, and you know, Coach Hughes, he that's one thing he prides his team on, is special teams, and executing in all 3 phases of the game.
So the extra point pending, and it is blocked. You know who that is.
That was big number 46, Joe Robertson, and we'll be calling his name a lot tonight. He is a force to be reckoned with on that defensive line.
6 seconds in the first quarter. Fairview.
So that is going to be 6-0.
And there we're going to see the punt return. And Moore does a good job fielding the punt off the bounce, and then you can just see the speed that he turns it on. And, you know, right there, he does an excellent job of tight-roping that sideline and not going out of bounds. And you can just see, it doesn't look like he's running that fast, but he is just going by everybody.
Now, you can't teach that kind
of
not
at all.
On the sideline.
Not at all, no. Like, I look like the dancing bear trying to do that one.
Now, Coach Hughes from Fairview, I like to call him a gambler. I would not be surprised if he onside kick right here. After the kickoff, that
big play, yeah.
That trickled out of bounds, gave Page good field position. The defense pushed him back 10 yards after the first series. And don't be surprised.
You got a point there. We're going on the 35-yard line. Not, you know, that's 15 yards. Page does not have an explosive offense. You know, you're looking at going from the 35 to around the 50.
Speaking for the Yellow Jackets, number 17, Christian Suffrage.
So Suffrage is going to kick off as Casella and White, and he is going to kick it deep, and a better shot for Casella. Drops it, got to have to pick it up, and the Yellow Jackets got to stay in their lanes to contain Casella, and there is a nice tackle by number 22 for the Yellow Jackets.
That's Garrett Wall,
sophomore. And that's one of the things Chris Hughes has got to be excited about, and all the Yellow Jackets fans. A lot of these kids, juniors and sophomores, that play a lot of minutes for Coach Hughes.
And a lot of them got a lot of playing time last year. So they're really trying to build a program out here in Fairview. And Coach Hughes is doing a good job of getting this program going.
So Coach Herzog and the Patriots offensively need something to happen.
Backed up inside the 15, they got to get some yards, try to flip this field.
And there's a good handoff and a nice tackle by Franklin.
On tackle, Franklin.
And Booker Leach, your guy, on the carry.
Yep, and it looked like Booker was going to have some daylight there, but that closed early. He did a good job bouncing outside and picking up
7 yards to go.
3 yards, but it looked like he was going to have a lot more. Booker's also one of those guys that has the ability to take it to the distance.
So 2nd and 7, and a loose ball, fumble.
Recovered back.
And that's Booker Leach again. It looked like just a missed handoff. And Page is very lucky to come away with that recovery. That would have been disastrous early on to give up the big punt return and then fumble inside the 15-yard line and give the Yellow Jackets that short field. But here we go again with another 3rd and long. And with these type offenses, that's not what you want to be in.
Well, Zach Mazzell, the quarterback, only a sophomore, so got to try to eliminate turnovers and manage the game a little better. And he is under pressure immediately. Going to try to run for his life, and he is going to escape, but not late. And there's a
flag.
As Coach Herzog going to try to get things going here for the Patriots. This is going to be a personal foul, late hit on the Yellow Jackets.
Mazzell did a nice job there. He had a guy in his face from the word go. As soon as that ball was snapped, he had a defender on him. He did a good job trying to stretch that play out and avoiding the rush, try to make something happen. And, when you do that, you don't give up on the play and just throw it out of bounds. Something good can happen. You don't ever like getting a late hit on yourself, but allows them to move that ball 15 yards, pick up the first down, and give themselves some breathing room.
So that is, you said, going to give the Page Patriots first down at 10. at their own 32 here. First quarter action of our WCTV Game of the Week. And there goes Casella on the handoff for a gain of about 3.
That's the second time tonight, though. It looked like they were just like one person away from breaking that. We saw Leach just a second ago on the outside, and right there, Casella looked like he was about to take it, and just that shoestring tackle couldn't get by it. Nice blocking, though, on that offensive line.
Well, the Fairview Yellow Jackets play a lot of guys both ways, and especially at the skill positions, so we'll see how this game runs into the fourth quarter as a lot of adrenaline is flowing. And there's a complete pass to Booker Leach.
Pass complete, tackled by number 22.
That was nice. Booker Leach kind of dragged across the whole field and cut underneath those linebackers. And Mazzell was able to see him, and Booker did a good job of picking up the first down.
First and 10, Page.
Gotta like that. It's not a bad little pass to have your quarterback throw. Took a little bit of time to develop, but he did a good job making the right read and picking up the first down.
So that is a good sign for the Patriots offense. First and 10, moving to the 45. Mazzell turns and throws a quick hitch, and it is going to be a gain of about 4. And, you know, Matt, that's what you got to do. You got a sophomore quarterback. No need to throw it downfield. Keep it simple.
And I like the fact that they did a little bit of misdirection to begin with, kind of fake the flip out there, have your quarterback look in the wrong direction, then turn around and zip it out to your wide receiver. It gets the defense off balance a little bit. Hopefully gets that backside wide receiver open and maybe pick up a little bit more, but you'll definitely take 4 or 5 yards on first down.
And Mazzell doing a lot of this out of the shotgun formation. Second and about 6, and he is going to throw it downfield, and that is just off the fingertips of his favorite receiver, Austin Madge, the junior.
Yeah, and that was not really a bad pass. You got to kind of like it. Take your shot there on second down and manageable, you know, and just over Madge's hands. Madge's able to get on it. Good pass. It's only the person that's going to get a hold of that is going to be Madge. You know, not going to have an interception. Not a bad play at all. And there we see Chris Hughes walking the sidelines.
Yeah, he walks a whole lot, man.
He'll walk more in this next hour than I do all week, probably.
Third and 7, gonna need a first, and he got it, and Madge with the reception.
Well, Mazzell is looking good tonight. I mean, he started off really hot, and I like the play calls, just like you said earlier. This coaching staff is trying to set him up. This is the first time that I believe we've seen him open up the passing game like this. You know, usually when you think of Page, you're not thinking throwing the ball. You're thinking 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and right now they're moving the ball through the air, looking good.
And when I say keep it simple, it's a lot of 3-step drops. He's already in shotgun, so he doesn't have to move a lot, keep his footwork simple.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like a modified pistol look there.
And he better look out as this blitz came.
And that was Logan Cavender.
And he has been around this program a long time.
And that's multiple times that we've seen tonight that we have seen someone coming off the right side of that field. I don't know if they need to set somebody up over there, and you're going to see Cavender come completely unblocked. Mazzell doesn't have a shot. That's happened a couple times tonight, and I don't know if they need to put a tight end over there or someone just put in motion to kind of bump that guy off the edge, or if we're having some type of breakdown in their blocking scheme. But they have had a guy coming free multiple times tonight off that top of the field.
Well, now we are going to have an official's timeout as Cavender has come off the field.
Got timeout on the field.
Not exactly sure what's going on here.
Well, we'll see Cavender getting, he may have some blood on him.
Yeah.
That is,
looks like Joe Box coming in the game for him.
The trainer is going to get the rubber gloves out and clean him up. And he is a young man, 6'2", 205, and going to be needed to get out there to help slow this Patriots offense, who's caught a little momentum.
Yeah, Joe Bach actually, his replacement plays wide receiver and defensive end, which is not a combination you see very often.
And now confusion on the Fairview sideline as Coach Hughes has to burn a timeout to just get things organized.
He's upset about something with the referees.
So here with 5:34 in the first quarter, Fairview leads 6-0 on the big punt return by DeAndre Moore, the junior.
And then you had Big Joe Robinson come in and block the extra point.
That's exactly right. So marked it down 6-0, and one of our favorite places here to come. It's up here at Fairview High School, a little ways out, but I'll tell you what.
It's a nice drive.
Yeah, friendly people up here, always glad to accommodate, and we've had our bad luck with weather up here before here on our WCTV Game of the Week, but tonight, beautiful and clear.
Nice little breeze, not too windy.
And we don't need a jacket quite yet, but
you can feel it coming.
Up here she was worried that we were going to need a jacket. We'll see.
I got enough insulation, I'm going to be fine.
Second down, and Mazzell grounded the ball, I believe, never got it back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't think he had to, though, because he threw it right at 42's feet. I mean, he threw it right there at it. I'm not sure I agree with that. Oh, they're calling holding. Okay.
So that is going to be declined, and Coach Hughes is going to take the down. So third down and about 19.
Yeah, I don't think that was even though you're getting the holding penalty, that was a good play by Mazzell. He had Lance Carney in the backfield. Looked like they were trying to set up some type of middle screen to the fullback, and nothing was there. They had that red. The Yellow Jackets did a great job defensively, and Mazzell tried to make a good play by just putting the ball on the ground, but that holding penalty can't. That's not going to help it anyway.
So a big third down. The Page offensive series is stalled, but he's got Booker Leach open, and it just goes through the hands.
That was a well-thrown ball. And again, we saw at the top of the screen, they were getting a little bit of pressure from that right side of the offensive line. It was letting somebody come through. And you can see Mazzell, that was a well-thrown ball. The outside shoulder of his receiver towards the sideline, going away from the defender. Excellent throw. Leach just not able to bring it in.
So fourth and about 19 here, Matt. You don't want to kick it back to DeAndre Moore.
No, you definitely don't. You're looking to get that in the sidelines.
He kicks it right to him. And if he can escape one, he's got a shot and a big block. And here's the wall again. He's going to take it to the house. And there is a late flag in the middle of the field.
We got a flag on the play.
And you see a Yellow Jacket with his hands in the air like, what? I didn't do anything.
And it looks like the coaching staff is looking at Levi McDonald. I don't know, maybe they're going to get a number here, but there was a great wall set up.
Yeah,
again.
And there was a huge block. I believe that was Logan Biggs.
The illegal block in the back on Fairview.
Maybe we get a replay on that. I'm not sure we're going to get Biggs' block in it. I believe it was Biggs. I could be wrong. But here's the punt.
Penalty will be assessed.
And you can see right there, Moore does a good job of getting away from one guy and then just runs by somebody else, and that definitely was Biggs, a huge block, and there is no one around Moore. And it just looks like he's gliding down that sideline. I mean, in open field, that guy is dangerous. He's going to take it to the house. But nonetheless.
Well, it's going to get our first action, I think, to see the Fairview offense.
Yeah. With 5:02 in the first quarter.
And that is a penalty that, you know, Page, 2-1 on the season, Matt. And that one game that we saw here on WCTV against Independence, plagued full of penalties and turnovers.
Yeah, and it looked early on like they were going to hang with Independence, but then they started shooting themselves in the foot and just can't have that happen. And you definitely can't have that happen with this team right here.
And Ramey going to throw it out. And he is going to get a first down. Unfortunately, going to be a flag, and it may have been the block out there by number 7, Ryan Skeens, who was holding, I believe, to get.
And that was Booker Leach on the tackle. Booker Leach has been all over the field tonight.
He's had his hand in offense and defense.
Now we're going to have the block in the back to negate that. And there we got our offensive starters for Fairview.
Skeens, Franklin, Ramey, Cavender, Moore, Wall, Watkins, Mangrum, Biggs, Conrad, Chapin, Delane, Herndon. What do you think, Matt?
Chapin Delane.
I love it. I don't know if I said it right. So first and about 11 from the spot of the foul. And there it goes. Moore.
You got to get it in his hands as much as you can.
And I think Coach Hughes knows that for a fact.
No doubt about it. And I mean, see, that was only a 5-yard run, but he did it was a nice 5-yard run, jumping around like he did. And here's
Marcella White, Booker Leach, Dodson, Santacola, Laster, Carney, Joe Robertson, Serta, Brown, Bastille. Round out the defense, Matt.
Yeah, Joe Robertson's a big force to be reckoned with in the middle of that defensive line. I mean, you got to know where he's at. We saw him dominate defensively against Independence.
And there is Julian Franklin, the junior, and he is going to pick up the first down.
Yeah. Franklin did an excellent job running. Nice blocking by those guys up front. And for, you know, with only 4 minutes in this game, you're getting the ball 5 minutes into the first quarter. The offense really seems to be clicking so far for Fairview, sitting on the sideline. Generally, that kind of can sometimes hurt you. But they've looked good so far in the early goings.
Well, they run a lot of motion. And a big block, and Wall is going to fumble, stumble, first down, Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, that's not quite as smooth as what we saw from Moore, but just as effective. You got to like that nice, hard running. Not going to let one guy bring him down or not let the first defender. You know, he just did a good job of, just like you said, bumbling and stumbling around there and getting that first down.
And I like what Fairview does with the guys blocking out there up front. They just stay with their blocks. And Wall reading.
You got to like the way he held on the ball, too, there.
And there is another runner. 19, Jake Ramey, the quarterback keeper.
They just seem to be, it doesn't matter who's got it, they're able to carry that rock. And that's going to be another first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, you can't give up 10 yards of play.
No, definitely
it's
not.
It's going to be a long night.
Definitely not.
And all doing this series on the ground.
Yeah, and I'm looking to see somebody from Page to step up here and come hit somebody in the mouth and try to make something happen.
Well, Fairview really spread you out. Now is Ramey going to be under center for the first time. And Wall trying to escape, and that is the best defensive stop we've seen by the Patriots.
Yeah, that was a nice job. You said they answered the bell. Those guys kind of stepped up and said, we can't let them run all over us like this anymore. And when you can make a good play like that on first down, it really disrupts the next couple of plays that are going to be called. And lets the defense kind of get on top of you and kind of stops letting the offense dictate what it wants to do.
So back to the shotgun is Ramey, motion by Franklin, and it's going to be a reverse. And Wall, who just carried the ball, back up. It was 3rd and 12, and is now going to bring up 4th and about 8.
That was well read by Page, but really and truly, he should have been dropped back there for a loss, and he's able to pick up about 3 to 4 yards. And
so Coach Hughes going to send out. Now it is going to be 3rd and 8. The box man was wrong, so 3rd and 8, got 2 shots. I don't think they're trying to kick the field goal, Matt.
No, I don't see that.
The first attempt, so. And now Ramey rolling away, and he is going to be in big trouble. And that may make Coach Hughes' decision a lot easier.
Yeah, and that looked like Jared Roth coming in from the bottom of the screen. Did a good job. There's several defenders back there, but Roth came free, and you can see beginning to play Roth just, actually that's not Roth, is it?
7 yards.
Roth's in on the tackle, but that was number 25.
Quentin Santacola.
Santacola coming in on the play, coming in free and disrupting that play. And now we are going to see the offense out here on 4th and about 15.
Well, the clock is winding down here with 1:24. Going to go 4 wide.
This has been a fast-paced game.
And Ramey is looking for a wide open. Oh, it just knocked out as Ryan Skeens was open, and Ramey's pass just kept floating on him.
Yeah.
And that gave time for the Patriots.
He had excellent blocking up front. You see the offensive line here does a good job of picking up all their guys. He's got all day, and then that ball just hangs in the air. Allows the defender to come and make up that play, and that was number 6, Cody Anderson, done a good job coming up there and making up that ground. If that ball had anything on it, that was 6.
So 1:14 left in the first quarter here, our WCTV game of the week. And Mazzell back under center. It's going to be a quick handoff. And that's, I believe, our first shot of seeing Damian Lockridge.
Lockridge is a
Number 19, Jack
excellent
Rankin,
running back,
tackle.
and we saw his number called quite a bit.
Well, last week his number was called 9 times and ran for 56 yards in their win
Brings up 2nd and 4.
against Spring Hill. And Lockridge for the season, 26 carries for 114. So
You saw some nice hard running. He was low and he was running those feet.
Mazzell back under center, and there goes Lockridge in motion. And the counter to Casella as he is looking for a block downfield. And he is going to get it as a great counter play, Matt.
It was, and I like the fact he didn't run out of bounds right there, picked up a couple extra yards. Did a nice job of trying to help out his wide receiver, make a block. Excellent blocking up front of the point of attack, and there was misdirection on the counter. Well-conceived play, executed across the board by the Patriots.
Ball we started on the 36-yard line.
It looks like we got about 30 seconds left here, 26 seconds left in the first quarter. And Page is starting to get something going. Big defensive play, stopping them on 4th down. They're moving the ball. They're trying to come down here and score.
And Mazzell going to hand it off, and Lockridge has some room. Going to try to outrun. And a cut in, and it's going to be close as a touchdown-saving tackle by Garrett Wall.
That was a nice job by Lockridge. He did an excellent job of making Moore miss, and Moore is quite the athlete, as we've already seen. He just, nice little juke there at the end, and you see him come around. He sees he's got a speed of his own. I like the way he switched ball, the hand, and there he goes right by Moore. Moore had a shot at him, but you got to like what Lockridge did there. He switched the ball there on the sideline, trying to conserve. Play conservative with that ball and not give it up, and that's the end of the first quarter here.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Well, our score here after 1, the Fairview Yellow Jackets 6, the Patriots 0, with the Patriots driving and down at the 5-yard line, trying to punch it in. But of course, the Yellow Jackets could be easily up as much as 13.
Oh, yeah.
After the second punt return had called back because of a block in the back. So we've had a lot of Yellow Hankies out. Not quite as many yet as the game last week on our WCTV Game of the Week, the Franklin Centennial game, which...
No, and I've also appreciated that the referees have not taken their time getting the ball set.
Yeah, moving very fast. Hey, big crowd all night. They know that this is a big rivalry game, always been and always will be, as the...
A lot of Patriots making the trip out here to Fairview to come support their team.
It's just one end of 96 to the other. As I don't know if can they go 840? What are we get? I don't know. But either way, the crowd is still.
This game is sponsored
the
by
GPS. Just follow it.
That's right.
State Farm.
Crowd is still coming in, and again, a great night of high school action here on WCTV Game of the Week.
Yeah, this has been a fast-paced first quarter. It seemed to just fly by.
As we're getting the thumbs up from the camera crew up here, Tyler
Sounded excited about it.
Definitely excited about a fast first quarter. I believe they probably jinxed it right there. As
yes, they did.
Something will happen. So Page looking to try to put 6 on the board.
They got some beef in the backfield right now.
And there goes Lockridge, and he is going to be nowhere close, as it is probably a gain of none.
It looked like, I'm believing that was number 73, Zach Brown, lined up in the backfield in kind of a fullback offset position.
And you see 7-3 trotting off. Now, Coach Herzog does not want to settle for a field goal.
No, he can't settle for a field goal here. He's got to punch this in. And 2nd and 5 from the goal line.
And now we are going to have a timeout on Fairview. That will be their second of this half.
Yellow Jackets.
Coach Hugh's going to discuss it. I tell you what, we've seen a lot of bend but no break defenses so far in the defensive series
Yellow Jacket
But
fans, remember our Fairview Booster Club.
And Coach Hughes is trying to make sure that his guys know where they're supposed to be, have the right assignments, tell them, you know, these are the tendencies that we've seen. Remember, if they line up in this position, they're going to do this, and trying to make sure he has his guys in the best position to stop Page. And Page is going to take advantage of this situation right now to make sure the same thing happens. You know, that they have their guys lined up where they need to be and run the right play and hopefully get this ball punched in the end zone.
We're here in the second quarter with 11:19 left until halftime. And the Yellow Jackets clinging to a 6-0 lead. As coming out of the second timeout used by the Yellow Jackets. Matt, I'm not sure about you, but maybe some play action right here would be pretty effective. Maybe.
I like the play action. I also like the rollout off of the play action. Try to dump it to a backside tight end, scraping across.
Well, you got Casella and Joe Robertson. Well, there's Casella in motion, and they're going to try Lockridge. And when you know what?
Oh.
And wow.
I thought Lockridge was down. That was excellent defensive job by the Yellow Jackets, but that was almost even better job by Lockridge not to be dropped for a 4-yard loss.
So nowhere to be found, and Herzog, Coach Herzog has got to answer 3rd and goal from the 7.
I think you got 2 downs here, though. Even though you're on the 7, I think you still got 2 downs.
Well, a big contest here in district play.
Kicking game's not great for Page.
Nor Fairview, so. I mean, there's definitely not any Landon Fosters from Independence out there. So, and there is Lockridge. He's going to have the edge.
Oh.
He's going to be dropped short. And we're waiting on the spot.
I don't think he made it. I thought Lockridge had that, but he got run down.
And one of the sideline official has gotten clipped up as the trainer for Yellow Jackets gonna run over and check on that referee, and it must hamstring, ankle, I don't know, but hey.
That's something I'm never gonna do is pull a hamstring. Quite certain of that.
Yeah. So, Matt, situation 4th and 1.
You're going for it. I mean,
you
I don't think you do what the Saints did last night.
You don't go between the tackles
Don't
here?
go between the tackles. Spread them out.
I think they may go Lockridge on the, well, he's in a wing back position.
That fade looks nice the way that defensive back's playing the inside, but I don't think we'll see that.
As Coach Herzog wants to double check the formation.
What do you do now? I'm not lining back up the way I did before. If I'm Page, I'm coming out with something else. And I like the spread, roll it out, give your quarterback the option to run it, possibly throw it, and maybe even tell him, run it. You got the young guy back there say,
sophomore.
Unless somebody's wide open, there's nobody within 10 yards of them, you run the ball.
Will be replayed on Channel 3, Comcast.
So here we go.
Saturday.
It is going to be a crucial 4th and 1.
6 p.m.
As
Put your phones down and stop texting, folks. This is an important spot right here in this game.
Well, who knows? We could get it on video, put it on YouTube, and be
That's right. There we go. Well, we got over 300,000 hits now.
300,000. Been on plenty of websites. You know, you got to keep talking it up. So.
That's right. Summit played a little bit of a part in that.
Yeah, thank you very much, Summit High School. As
it's a nice looking hair there.
Right there.
That guy's got a rooster on his head.
As that is going to be 4th and goal.
And they didn't change the formation, Rose.
And the pick, Casella is going to try to outrun him and brought down. As DeAndre Moore
has been the game changer tonight for Fairview. He has been all over the place, both offensively and defensively. And it looked like Moore was going to get blocked at the get-go of that, but he does a good job of spinning around him. And there you see it right there at the top of the screen. He kind of went away, but he was getting blocked, and he does come back around and stop him. That was an excellent job by Moore. Not so crazy about that play call.
Well, I would have gone with Lockridge if you were going to run to the outside.
Yeah.
Got a little more speed, but.
And that wasn't even just running to the outside. That was like take a while to develop. The guys coming off the backside. I mean, you know, it was slow developing play. I don't like that down there on the goal line, especially when you're 1 yard on the 1.
And now Fairview's got to get out of that that bad spot back there, taking it here from the 1.
Handed off number 33, Cole Watkins.
So Watkins on the play, as it is going to bring up second at about 9.
Ball spot on a 3-yard line, a gain of 1.
It's 9:37 and counting here in the second quarter.
You're really looking to get at least, not that you don't want to get a first down, but your first goal when you're inside that 5-yard line is to get out to the 6 in case you got to punt. You want to have that full 16 yards to punt.
And there's the jet sweep by Franklin. He is going to be tripped up at about the 10, and that is going to be close to a first down. And it's going to bring up third and about
2, 3.
And if Fairview can get the ball spotted, Page's defense is
all over the place.
Yeah,
and the whistle's blown. They need to hurry up and go. And doesn't look like they're in any hurry either.
So third and about 2.5. As
Page really needs to see a stop, and I'm looking for Big Joe Robinson to do something here.
It'll be a quick handoff, and I believe that is going to be close. As Watkins is going to be very close, going to look at it. And the gentleman in the white hat says,
and to bring the chains out.
Yep, just off that, right there, Matt, just an off-tackle play.
Yeah.
Up the A-gap.
But they've been moving it pretty well like that. A little misdirection, spread the ball out. But we'll see how well it worked out that time.
Well, unfortunately for Melita and Tyler, they thought the first quarter went fast. We've had a lot of stoppages in play this second quarter. Thanks a lot. So there is the change, the set, and the stretch, and first down. Yellow Jackets. Matt, tell me why you love to come to Fairview so much.
Oh, it has definitely got to be the on-field announcer. He is the man.
The PA announcer here at Fairview definitely gets in to firing up the crowd. And
I think last year my favorite one was when he said Shazam. What was that? Who's that off of Andy Griffin?
No.
Was that with Andy Griffin?
JJ from Good Time?
No. Somebody Shazam. Gomer Powell.
Man, Good Times. Where did that come from?
I don't know. Not really into that one. It was a good time.
And Ramey is going to look for a wide open.
He's got him.
DeAndre Moore, shake, bake, and he is brought down at midfield. Ramey had two options right there, Matt. Skeens underneath and Moore deep, and Moore, you will see, going to be the recipient.
Good job on the play action rollout, and like you said, Ramey does a great job moving and throwing that ball, and Moore is wide open on the sideline. Booker did a good job of getting over there and kind of misdirecting him to where Moore couldn't just take off and go down the sideline and allow him to come up with a stop, but that is a huge play. Moore has been explosive tonight.
So just a junior. Coach Hughes he's going to have him back, as well as Franklin and the quarterback, Jack Ramey. All three going to be one more year. And there is play action again. Robertson runs right into backside, tackle, sack.
And that's number 25, Quentin
Santacola.
Santacola.
A loss of 10 yards.
We've seen Santacola come through a couple of times. He's done a good job there in the backfield. And you can see him doesn't give up on the play. Rainey trying to make something happen, but kind of runs in his own guy, and Santacola just kind of plays cleanup. Never stops on that play. He got his motor running the entire time, and that's what you like to see from your defensive players. And that's going to bring up second in a very long 19.
And once it gets over 20, it becomes a country mile. So still just second and 19. And the explosiveness of the Fairview offense, they could definitely get it. And this is going to be a nice screen pass.
Well, we got a block in the back. If that doesn't get called, I will be shocked. And there is no flag.
I think
lucky them.
Well, and it was on the Fairview sideline, so going to catch a break. The Yellow Jackets, and maybe the referees feeling a little bad after making that punt return call back.
Yeah. And he's probably standing right next to Coach Hughes. Coach Hughes had his hand on that flag, keeping it in his pocket.
So now from the left, hash marked.
Very manageable 3rd and 6.
Yeah. And wouldn't be surprised to see DeAndre Moore's number called again. And there is the pass, and it floats. And there is Moore on the reception.
I think you got to have somebody on that man 24/7.
And Lockridge on the tackle, but the way the ball hung up, Matt, it didn't seem like anybody was near him.
You look at the top of the screen, it's already gone by us, but it looked like that the Yellow Jackets got away with another call right there. There looked like a hold on the blitzer coming in, but nonetheless, it is a Yellow Jacket first down.
Well, as an former offensive lineman, great from Vanderbilt, you know there's a hold almost every play.
Well, there's a little difference in a holding on the inside and then a little bear hug if somebody runs by you.
A quick trap up the gut, Wall on the carry.
Gain of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
And that's going to be 2nd and 4 on the 29-yard line. And the Yellow Jackets doing a good job moving the ball here with about 5:20 left in the second quarter. Trying to put some more points on the board, and Page doing everything they can to try to stop that from happening.
And here is the end around to Franklin. Spins. First down. Yellow Jackets, Lockridge dragging him down.
Yeah, Franklin and Moore, they are a dangerous combination. Those two young men are athletes. And you just see they're able to take it to the house if they need to.
If you're a defense trying to scout Fairview, Matt, you have got to do your homework. There's been so many formations, motions.
And there we see it right there. I mean, you know, he's coming off the backside in motion. He does a good job bringing it around, does an excellent job getting upfield, picks up some nice blocks. You know, you got to love those offensive linemen flying around down the field. And then Wall's a nice change-up, you know, a little bit bigger, not quite as fast, but he bounces around and runs people over.
Well, and there's a guy that'll run you over, Cavender, who's already been bandaged up so far.
Number 20, Logan Cavender on the carry.
But Page did a good job on that play, stopping him. But you're right, Cavender is a workhorse.
Gain of 4.
So a gain of 4.
6 to go.
And Coach Hughes has got many weapons just to, you know, one at a time.
Let's go, Yellow Jacket fans. Let's get them in the end zone.
Well, this will be a great answer to the defensive stance of the Yellow Jackets if they can put 6 points on the board. And now,
you know, Page is looking to do the same. And, you know, last time they were down here, Page able to come up with some nice plays, drop them for a loss, and keep them out of the end zone.
And it's going to be a counter. Franklin is going to tiptoe in. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
That was a nice job blocking up front by those guys and on the edge. You know, with this spread offensive work, you've got to have everybody blocking, and those wide receivers are all out there doing their part, making sure that they have their man blocked to get these people in the end zone.
So Coach Hughes right here, gonna go for 2.
Yellow Jacket fans, that was a 98.
And that was exactly a 98-yard drive for the Yellow Jackets with 3:40 left here in the second quarter. And it's gonna be Ramey gonna try to answer here for 2 to kind of put this game back 14-0.
You see the direct snap.
Oh, wow.
That is well timed. You know, there's a lot of practice went into that play. That was an excellent job by the center and by Franklin. Well timed by those two, and that just, you know, that's hard for him to stop. I mean, he's already moving in motion as you're going to see him come across. Well, I thought it was a direct snap. This is the touchdown. This is the touchdown. And that's Franklin right there. I mean, you saw the blocking. I mean, he just went right in there. Excellent job on the edge by those guys. Everybody doing their job. And on that 2-point conversion, I mean, that was just an excellent job.
I don't know if we can get a replay on that 2-point conversion, but you just got to work on that.
Yeah, and when you're, he might not have been at full speed, but he was moving. And you catch that ball on the move, you know, it's just devastating to a defense. They're not going to see that coming at all, and there we see it right there. And he goes right up the outside, good blocking, right in the end zone. Nice job by our cameraman picking that up.
Yeah, way to stay with it, Tyler. So the crowd is definitely a little more relieved. I mean, that's a 14-point swing for sure, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
As the Page Patriots come up empty from the 2 And Fairview driving all the way down 98 yards. In some situations, Matt, 2nd and 19.
Yeah.
And
but they did get away with a couple of things there offensively that maybe should have held them back, but nonetheless, it's 8 points on the board.
Well, there is Casella going to try to get outside, and he's decided to get out of bounds at about the 21.
I like Casella's heart there, not going out of bounds, but I think on that play, just cut your losses and just
lean forward.
Live to fight another day.
Well,
the Water Boys coach, then to fight another day.
Number 23.
Yeah. We do have a Patriot down, as it is, unfortunately, I think that may be Lockridge.
Yeah, it is, number 3, Damian Lockridge, who is the junior running back.
On the season, 26 carries for 114 yards.
Got an injured player down on the field.
Looks like maybe a cramp.
Yeah, that's
not a
best case scenario.
Exactly. There you go.
Well, you gotta look.
Basically, they don't do the IVs here, do they? But
no.
Let's say get that IV in that boy.
Well, we have 3:30 left, and there you see the Yellow Jackets. You know, it looks from the TV screen up here that is really yellow, but from a far distance, and when the sunlight hit it,
it looks like a highlighter.
Yeah, it looked really neon. So, what's even more impressive is everybody's got their last name on the jersey. You don't see a whole lot of that in high school football. So,
depends on where you're at.
Well, if you're from a big school in Texas, you may have your name.
If you're from a small school in Texas.
Now, wait a minute, you told me.
No, I'm from a big school, and I'm just telling you right now.
Any school in Texas.
6-man football, they've got their names on the back of the jersey.
Okay, all right. So, Coach Hughes pulling out all the stops. You look good, you play good.
I think that look good is
what? I don't know.
A little questionable. I'm not into that.
You like the uniforms?
I'm not into that. I don't know this stuff.
Well, it says, okay, thumbs up. Tyler, you a fan of the uniforms up here?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, he likes it. He likes it.
1 out of 4? Man. Let's ask this page guy taking me. What do you think? How do you like the uniforms for the Yellow Jackets? No comment? No comment. I think that's a win in my column.
Well, and Lockridge is going to limp off gingerly as the round of applause here. Now, you got Coach Herzog in the answer offensively for the Patriots. Going to bring up 1st and 10 from about the 22-yard line, so going to have to go 78 to put an answer up. And what you can't do this late in the game, second half, don't turn it over.
Yeah, and even turning it over, you got to run some time off this clock, and you got to move that ball a little bit. Because if you give them the ball back with 2 minutes left and you haven't done anything, that's still just about the same thing. Because you're not going to. I'm not trying to be rude, but the punting game's just not there.
Well, you can't kick it.
And you've already punted off twice, and basically 2 touchdowns. Call it whatever you want to call it. They've taken it to the house twice.
And there's a counter. And Cavender, and I believe that's 33, Watkins, both seniors.
Yeah, Leach didn't have a prayer there. I mean, it was as soon as he got the ball, somebody was in his face.
Loss of 6.
You know, when you have some of those misdirections and things like that where you're putting a lot of people in motion, it does confuse the defense. But every now and then something like that happens. You know, you let a guy come through the line and you take those plays that kind of take a little bit to develop, you're going to lose some yardage, and that's exactly what happened there. And now we got 2nd and 16, and we're just talking about not turning the ball over quickly, and that's what it looks like is going to happen unless we see something, a big play here on 2nd and 3rd down.
And Mazzell going to throw it deep, and that is going to be just out of the outstretched arms of Madge. And Madge looking for a flag.
I don't think he's going to get that one.
Not going to get it, but
I didn't quite see it either. But
good thing for the Yellow Jackets, the clock stops. 3rd and 16, and Fairview had to burn 2 timeouts early on, so just 1 timeout remaining for the Yellow Jackets. But if the Patriots keep throwing incomplete passes, Matt, they really don't need them.
Yeah, but I do like the call. You're trying to get something, make something happen, trying to get a first down, trying to move this ball, trying to put some points on the board. You got to do something, you know. A lot of times people play conservative and it blows up in their face.
And there's going to be a nice run by Booker Leach and brought down to the original line of scrimmage. So going to bring up 4th down and about 10. And this is going to give another opportunity for Moore to make something happen in the return game. So DeAndre Moore licking his chops, Matt.
And Paige is saying, no more. No more. He has been all over the field offensively and defensively.
So
did an excellent job of stopping him on the goal line.
So Mazzell again right to Moore. And which way is he coming? Going to bring it back. And he has got another wall set up. And he is waiting. Mazzell is going to bring it down inside the 12 as Moore. Oh,
wow.
And I mean, his blockers slowed down up there, Matt. If they would have kept going, he outran them.
I think it's time to start going for it on 4th down. I don't care where you're at.
Well, the original punt came from the 21. And it was a holding on the punt, so it's going to be declined by Hughes.
And there you see Moore. I mean, it's just pretty watching them run. I mean, I don't know another way to say it.
So you talked about it. Coach Herzog of the Patriots left too much time on the clock for the Yellow Jackets.
You don't need much time when you can run back like that. I mean, 144 is an eternity when you're on the, 13-yard line?
From the 13, 1st and 10.
And they still have one timeout, if I'm correct.
I believe you're right. So here we go with another
fake to Moore.
Reverse, and Wall is just going to carry the ball out arm. I mean, he's outstretched. He's just saying, he's like,
who wants it? Come get it.
Yeah.
But able to hang on to it.
And a positive yardage.
And you see, we talked about the contrast between Wall and Moore and Franklin, and you're going to see it right here from Wall. I mean, he just kind of bowls over some people. The guy's grabbing his legs, and he leans forward for another 3 to 4 yards. Nice changeup for this Yellow Jacket offense.
So Ramey going to put Moore in motion, and wow.
Back him up.
That was just a little quick. And I tell you what, you talk about timing. These plays a little more sophisticated in their timing, Matt.
Yeah, and we have not seen many penalties from either team, really. And with both these offenses running the plays and systems that they run, that's pretty impressive. And I say many compared to what we've been seeing.
That's exactly right. Well, just 108, or check that, 104 left here in the second quarter before halftime as Fairview trying to punch in another one. And Ramey going to hand it off. Nope, a fake, and he is going to take it, call his own number, and leans forward.
Number 19,
it's going to be close to another Fairview first down.
That clock's running. I wonder if they're going to go for a measurement. Looks like they're not going to. They're trying to hurry it up. You can't clock it on 3rd down, though. Well, you can, but I don't think it'd be the best idea.
Only an inch for a first down, it seems like, and Cavender is just going to check that. Ramey's going to just keep it himself for the first down, and now Coach Hughes
he about got the touchdown.
Is going to take a timeout here with 34 seconds left until halftime from the 1-yard line.
That was a heck of a quarterback sneak. Almost got him in the end zone.
And Yellow Jackets going to try to tack on another 6 right before halftime.
Yeah, somebody from Page is going to have to step up right here. If they can, get lucky, have a long type stretch play, tackle somebody in the backfield, they got a good shot of running a lot of time off this clock. Chances are good they're going to be able to get 2 plays out of it, but they're going to have to step up. We haven't seen much from Joe Robertson. I'm looking for him to do something here near the goal line.
Well, most definitely the Coach Hughes has got some misdirection or jet sweep to the outside. It seems like he can just call whatever he wants, and the Yellow Jackets have basically got whatever they needed, it seems like, offensively.
They've been able to kind of do whatever they want to do, and whatever's dialed up, they're executing. They're firing on all cylinders tonight. The Page is not a bad defensive team.
No, they're 2-1 in the season. The only loss coming to our WCTV game of the week earlier when Independence has rolled into town and put the goose egg on the board for them at 28-0. And lo and behold, Independence Not a bad team after all.
No.
As they beat Brentwood High last week.
Coach Dyson, oh, man.
That is going to be bad.
You can't do that coming out of a timeout.
They had 12 coming out, and
you can't do that.
Garrett Wall, I believe, was the last guy. And now, going to bring it back 5 yards to the 6, which
could play in their favor.
Yeah, they need a little more room to operate.
Go from the 6-yard line. That's 34.7 seconds left to go, Fairview. Let's get them up.
Well, that's something, you know, those coaches, regardless, we give them a little more room. Can't be happy about that. Coming out of timeout, that's something, you know, it's somebody's job to sit there to count those young men.
And now the back judge is clocking it, and there's going to be another penalty.
Wow.
As Coach Hughes couldn't get the play called in. And another flag.
Fairview. Take them up another 5.
And we say Franklin trotting in.
First and goal from the 11-yard line.
So first and goal from the 1, first goal to the 11. I mean, that's a big difference. You want a little breathing room, but I don't think you quite want it that much. And you don't want it that way because that kind of takes the air out of everything you're trying to do.
And again, just a long time getting this play called in. And the back judge checking his watch once again. And there's Ramey back to pass. And a floater and a touchdown. Moore.
Wow.
Casella beat on the play. As
you know, not getting any pass rush what to speak of at all up there. And you know, he's got all day to throw the ball. And he kind of floats, but when you got a target like Moore, who's so much bigger than Casella out there and very athletic, I mean, you just throw it up to him on that goal line. And especially when you're not getting any type of pass rush, you can sit back there all day, allow that play to develop, and put the ball where you want it to. And another block kick.
And that was not Suffrage's fault. That was Skeens. And Skeens just couldn't handle the snap and bring it down.
Yellow Jackets, Page Patriots.
So the 20-0 lead here late in the second quarter.
28 seconds remaining, and see if Page can possibly do something. Probably just going to see him get out there and run out this clock, but this second quarter has definitely not gone the Patriots' way. Everything's kind of fallen into place with the Yellow Jackets, and you know, just like we talked about, you didn't want to leave a lot of time on there to give them the ball back and try to have something happen, and it's exactly what ended up taking place. Gave them the ball back with about 3 minutes left, and they're able to go in and score.
So now you even got one of your best weapons if you're the Patriots, Damian Lockridge, who kind of had a injury, and Nick Dotson is back there.
They got a good kick this time.
So Booker Leach going to take it out, and he runs right into the Yellow Jacket defender, dropped down at about the 18-yard line.
22 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. I would imagine that we're going to see him come out and
Number 83,
kneel it, try to run the clock out. But so that means they're going to run the play now.
Ball be spotted on the 19-yard line. Be first and 10, Patriots.
Well, possibly the last play until halftime. The Yellow Jackets up 20-0. Mazzell going to hand it off to a counter to Casella, and he is going to be knocked down by Ramey, the quarterback, for a gain of about 11 for the Patriot first down. And unfortunately,
Ball be spotted on the 31-yard line.
almost a little too late for the Patriots here.
Yeah, a nice little play there by Casella, and it looks like he might be able to pop free, but you know, when you're sitting there, you got 30 seconds left, you got a lot of people playing back, and they're not going to let somebody get behind them.
Again, there is Booker Leach on the play, and Cavender
Tackle number 20, Logan Cavender.
runs
slamming
him
him down.
That'll bring it in to the second quarter. With your score, 20 Yellow Jackets, Page Patriots 0.
So at halftime, the Yellow Jackets are winning 20-0 of the Page Patriots here on our WCTV Game of the Week. And the second half action will continue right after Pets of the Week.
Fairview fans, our program.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half action here on our WCTV Game of the Week. I'm Paul Brees along with Matt Hill. Here we are at Fairview, Tennessee, with the Yellow Jackets leading the Page Patriots 20-0, Matt. And give us the breakdown of the first half.
I think it can be done in one word: more. I mean, he has been all over the field. And if we see a kickoff to Moore here to start this second half off, I'm going to be shocked, because I think they've got to do everything they can to get the ball away from that young man. Franklin has also done an excellent job for the Yellow Jackets. Wells has done good. Young quarterback Ramey, I mean, it just seems like whoever's touched the ball for the Yellow Jackets has been able to just do whatever they wanted to do. Whatever Coach Hughes has dialed up. And on the flip side, Page is really and truly, this game could be a lot closer than it is. You know, you come down there and get inside the 5-yard line, get denied, and then the Yellow Jackets taking 98 yards the other way. So we're looking at, you know, possibly a 12-7 ball game, but instead we've got 20-0.
Well, if you're just joining us, it was DeAndre Moore's show here in the first half, 21, who is back deep with maybe Ryan Schemes. So Streeter Ward to kick off, and he's got to get it in the end zone. And it is going to be short and looking for the bounce. And the wall has opened up, and that is Ryan Skeens, the senior. And the Yellow Jackets, great position here, 35-yard line.
You know, Moore had a nice run back. Skeens, you know, you see him not quite the athlete the Moore was, but I think a lot of that you could see there was some nice blocking up front by those guys on that special team, on that kickoff. There was a big hole there. Skeens had a little bit more speed, but like some of those run backs we're seeing from Moore have got to be equated. You know, he's definitely got some speed, but they do an excellent job blocking special team wise. And here we see the first play of the second half offensively for the Yellow Jackets.
So Ramey gonna roll out, and a catch is that Franklin on the reception.
Yeah.
And
good job to get the ball to Franklin by Ramey, but the ball just a little bit low and behind him. As you're about to see, I like the play call, a little play action rollout, but not able to get the ball to Franklin where he's able to move, and instead of being a much larger game where Franklin can get up the field with a head of steam, we're looking at 2nd and 2. Still, though, a nice 8-yard pickup.
so the first play out of the gate, the Yellow Jackets get 8 yards, 2nd and 2. And Ramey gonna roll the other direction this time, looking for a receiver, and throws it left-handed, Matt. And there is a flag.
I think he might have been outside the box, but I guess you do have to get it past the line of scrimmage. Correct?
Well, we're going to see. And gentleman in the white hat trying to get the explanation. See if he had another set of eyes to help him out. With those uniforms, Matt, can be a little confusing.
No doubt about it. The referees have done a good job tonight of keeping the game moving, and so them taking a little bit extra time here, I don't have a problem to try to get this call right. They've definitely done a good job of keeping this game moving.
Now that is going to be waved off. Probably the correct call.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the fact that ball was short was due to the fact that defender had him wrapped up, and you can see him rolling out, and that defender's in his face. Good job by Page to coverage downfield, nobody open.
Well, Page has an opportunity here to get a stop on 3rd and 2. And a handoff by is that Wall on the carry, and it's going to be close for the Yellow Jacket first down.
22, Garrett Wall on the carry.
And there you see that little changeup that Wall brings.
And the first down signal comes out, and so the Yellow Jackets have another first down.
It looks like Wall's going to be stopped for that, but he just bounces over people and able to pick up that first down.
Wall in motion again. Counter and the fumble by Franklin.
Wow.
Fumble on the play.
Page signaling that they have the ball.
And they do.
And they do. That's a big break for these Patriots. They got to get out here and try to make something happen. They have got an excellent field position right now with the goose egg, but they can turn it all around right here and get back in this game if they're able to have something happen. And here we're going to see the handoff and just not there. And Franklin and Rainey just not able to make that connection. Ball's on the ground, and you see a lot of white jerseys around that ball. You know who came up with it. And Page has got to come out here and try to make something happen. They've shown the ability to move the ball in the first half, just weren't able to capitalize and come up with a touchdown, put some points on the board.
Well, Mizell going to be under center in the second half here as the Patriots trying to capitalize on that turnover, and Franklin on the redemption with the tackle for loss. Going to bring up second and maybe about 11.
Got a lot of two-way players here for both these teams, and Franklin and Moore have made big impacts on both sides of the ball tonight for the Yellow Jackets. Looks like we see Damian Lockridge back in the game, which is a good sign for Page.
He did.
Glad he's all right.
Yeah, went out earlier with maybe some cramp issues, and Casella on the jet sweep, and there is Moore just not letting anyone get outside of him, Matt.
Yeah, they've got so much speed, especially these skill positions for Fairview. You know, I think when you're trying to stretch the field like that, you're going to get yourself in some bad positions. And nothing wrong with the misdirection and things like that, but we've seen them stretch the play several times like that, and I don't think we've seen positive yardage once out of it. And there you see Coach Hughes trying to get his defense lined up and ready to play on this third down.
Well, 3rd and 10, no forward momentum for this first offensive series after, and there's a tight end pass to Robertson. And there is the name that we've been trying to call all night.
That was a great play call. Excellent, well executed. Robinson able to get open there with the, that's the tight end right over the middle. Well executed. And we're going to see it right here. That was an excellent job. I mean, good throw, better catch, and nice to see that young man starting to get involved in this game.
There's Lockridge trying to get outside. And going to be a nice game, Matt, about 4 yards.
Damien Lockridge definitely is their speed guy, and he can finish. Does a good job picking up some positive yardage on first down. Looks like we're going to have a second and about 6 from the 19, maybe 5. And Page is starting to click, starting to get the ball moving here. They got to have something on the board here. You don't want to come away with no points again.
Madge and the counter, and there's a handoff to the fullback. I believe that's Leach. Carney.
That is Big Carney, number 42.
Wall on the tackle. Yeah.
Nice done. Good job.
So the Patriots are moving, and we have a stoppage in play. Is this going to be close? And nope.
They're giving it to him. I thought they had it.
So 1st and 10. Just outside the 10-yard line are the Patriots, and a good halftime speech by Coach Herzog.
Yeah, they've got them fired up. Defensively come out and get a big stop, get on the turnover. Offensively, they're moving the ball well. I like that last play call, a little bit change up. You got to spread them out. Hit it with the big man up the middle, first down, and they're rolling.
There is Lockridge going to try to get on the outside. One missed tackle, but not a second, as Joe Bach drags down Lockridge from behind.
We've seen that a couple times tonight where we've had a Page running back look like he's about to break it wide open. There's been a shoestring tackle, bring him down, and Bach was able to do it that time. Lockridge in the open field looked like he was had a shot at breaking it open.
Coach Herzog there in the black jacket.
Big 2nd and 4.
Hopefully they can get some points on the board after being down here at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think they're looking for 3, though. And I think they're in 4-down territory.
2nd and 4. As the counter by Casella danced around too much, I believe.
No, you got to get upfield. And we've seen him do that a couple of times now. We saw it on, I believe it was the kickoff where he started dancing around and went backwards. And that's going to kill you down here on the goal line, especially when you're in 2nd and short, or not 2nd and short, 2nd and 5. Start bouncing around like that. You're putting your offense in a bad position. Lose a couple of yards.
And Julian Franklin, he has made some good defensive plays over there.
He's been a beast.
If I were them, I would don't run left.
I don't think you can run a line like that, period.
Yeah.
You got both those guys. You got Moore on one side, you got Franklin on the other. And, hit them up in the middle, spread these guys out and go, do some misdirection on the inside.
And there's the out pattern to Booker Leach. And that is a missed opportunity. And 4th down, and you got to wonder, Coach Herzog is bringing the field goal unit out. 6:17 in the 3rd quarter, Matt.
I'm not liking it.
Well,
your kicking game's not great.
If it pays off, they're going to get 3 on the board. So, and the whole Wakefield is going to be important. And the kick is going to be no good, and the Patriots have come up empty again.
Yeah, and I don't even think 3 does you that much good. You're down 20, and just half the 2nd quarter or the 3rd quarter's gone already. You need 7 there.
Well, the kick by Ward just off the mark, as it was actually a nice snap and hold.
Brings up 1st and 10,
so
15-yard line.
Giving the Yellow Jackets life after the turnover, which gave the Patriots the ball in Fairview territory. They come up empty, and they're going to try it again with Franklin, and now he slips down. So that's 2 plays in a row, Matt, that he is just not.
At least offensively.
Yeah, offensively.
He clicked defensively that last drive.
He made some huge stops there on that defensive series for the Yellow Jackets, but you're right.
We'll be on the 18-yard line. 2nd and 12.
So 2nd and 12.
And the field looks good. It doesn't look like it was the field's problem.
Now Wall.
In motion.
And there's a big hole by the fullback.
Big run by number 33.
Cole Watkins, the fullback.
Yeah, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. I mean, there's a nicely blocked by that offensive line. Huge hole. First time we've seen Cole carry the ball tonight, and he definitely taking advantage of it. And I don't think anybody, especially on that Page defense, was expecting that to happen. You see Moore and Franklin and Wall coming and smacking you every now and again. You're not watching Cole Watkins. And when that happens, he'll pop one on you.
And there's Wall in motion. And he's
got some nice blocking
up front. And he just kind of, that's where he thought he stuck up.
And that's what we've seen all night from Wall. I mean, it just looks like he's going to go down, and he picks up 5 more yards. And I've just been really impressed tonight by the blocking on the outside by these wide receivers and tight ends. These skill guys, when they don't get the ball, they're out there doing whatever they can to make whoever else is carrying the ball be successful. And we're going to see it right here. Good job by Wall getting outside, making that first defender miss. And you can see everybody's pads on pads. They're out there trying to knock somebody down and make sure that they get some extra yardage out there on the X side.
Well, Anthony Casella for Page is now down on the sidelines, and
Page just can't seem to catch a break. Not quite sure what happened.
Well, it's good to see Casella back up and unassisted, hopping or jogging off the field. Next week, Matt, a little closer drive for both of us. Heading to Brentwood High School as the Bruins take on Ravenwood. So the Battle of the Woods.
Should be a good matchup.
And tonight, both teams traveling to non-district opponents. Brentwood is headed over to Hunters Lane, and Ravenwood heading over to Cane Ridge.
I'm sure Brentwood's going to be looking to take some frustration from last week's loss.
So both teams are trying to bounce back. And it's here, Fairview in complete control. And Cavender dragged down for a gain of maybe 1.
1 yard gain. Second, 9.
So as the clock continues to run here in the third quarter, the Yellow Jackets
On the 48-yard line.
with a big defensive stop, the missed field goal. And now the Yellow Jackets back in midfield and about to flop the field on Page.
And they're definitely moving the ball, and we've seen a host of Yellow Jackets carrying the ball tonight, and there's going to be a 5. I don't quite understand why they're not allowed to get back across, but nonetheless, it's 5 yards.
5-yard penalty.
Well, if it was like you back in high school, you're
You're
calling you're signaling Hut when you're really not the quarterback. You're trying to draw them off sides.
Of course you are, and especially when that defensive lineman moves, you pop him in the mouth. You fire off the ball and make sure that you get that 5 yards.
So Ramey, the pass to Cavender, and that is incomplete. Going to bring up third and about 5. Yes. Ramey gonna.
Third down.
Not his best pass tonight. He's looked good tonight, though, the young man in the second year starting as a junior.
So Coach
trying to get everything set up. Wow.
And Joe Robertson almost had him. Ramey escapes.
Ramey on the carry.
And going to bring up fourth down and about 4.
And that was a nice job by Rainey.
And Ramey.
I don't think they got a very favorable spot there. Maybe I guess he spun backwards, but here we're going to see Coach Hughes trying to
15 to get 1.
Yeah, and Coach Hughes trying to set something up here, and just kind of the pocket breaks down on him from the get-go. Ramey does a good job of avoiding the rush and getting some positive yardage, but not going to get the first down. But here we see the Yellow Jackets lining up to go for it on 4. Well, excuse me, there you got the punting formation on. There's a pole in my way.
Wow. And that is going to be kicked. Oh, an unfortunate brought in by Cody Anderson as he just sits down after he catches. So down by any contact. Spots the ball at the 10 for the Patriots offense, who have had their tough times.
They have. And, you know, we've seen them move the ball. We've seen them move the ball 20-20, but unless they get inside the red zone, they just seem to kind of fall apart.
So Mazzell. And a confusion and a big hit by Cavender.
Number 20.
Cavender just flew in there, and you know that play didn't have anything going from the get-go. Just a lot of confusion in that backfield. You can see we got the quarterback turning one way. Lucky that ball was not fumbled. I mean, Cavender was there, and he hit him, you know.
And I believe Jake Laster was right. I don't know who was on the wrong side, but
somebody was.
Gonna try it again, and again Page put in a
tough spot.
Yeah, 2nd and 14.
Definitely want to go backwards anymore here.
And gonna be back in their own end zone as that slant pattern a little out front of Taylor Wallace, the junior.
Got a little bit of pressure, and I think Mazzell just let that ball go early. Sure, he's frustrated after that first down play. Got to keep your head back here and not let anything else negative happen and turn the ball over deep in Yellow Jacket territory or in your own territory.
So 3rd and 14, Mazzell back, and he is going to quick kick it, and that if Moore is looking for it, he wants to pick it up, and he does pick it up, and he is looking for a block. And he has got a chance to return it, and on his feet, touchdown Moore. But guess what, Matt? There is a flag down. And even on 3rd down, Matt, trying to avoid not punting to Moore.
I think it was a really good call. I think it was a good call.
To punt on third down.
To punt on third down.
Yes.
To punt on third down. An excellent call. And it almost worked out great. It went over Moore's head, had a bounce. But, man, that guy is explosive. And
possibly the best athlete on the football field.
And we see it's going to get a good bounce. It looks like it's going to go past the 50, but Moore's able to run it down and then picks up looks like a couple of nice blocks and then just runs by some people and does an excellent job of staying on his feet right here and then just goes right by the defender in the end zone. I mean, he's an exciting young man to watch.
Well, that would have been number 3 unofficially, or is number 3 unofficially
yes,
on the return game, but only one in the books as Wall is going to take it around the corner, and he slides down.
He's lucky he didn't get his clock cleaned right there going down.
And a gain of about 2 are the Yellow Jackets with the clock running, 1:53 and counting. And
I do think that, though, was a good call by Coach Herzog. And just like we've seen all night, they just cannot catch a break. I mean, I guess they kind of did with the penalty, but everything just going the Yellow Jackets' way right now.
Well, when it comes to special teams,
you got to win in all 3 phases of the game.
That's exactly right. Johnny Majors, I don't know who in Texas would say that, but Johnny Majors here in Tennessee would say it.
Yeah. You play good defense, good special teams, don't turn the ball over, you got a shot to win.
So 2nd and about 8 as Robertson around the end. And if Ramey can set his feet and throw, and he's coming back to his strong hand, and he's got a wide open Garrett Wall, who's tripped up at the 25.
That was a great job by Ramey. That was an excellent job. And Cavender does a good job of, on the reception, and we can see him running around. And from the get-go, he's got Big Joe Robinson in his face, but he's not daunted at all. And you see him run around, does an excellent job of throwing that ball on the run. And Cavender does a good job of coming back to his quarterback. When you see that quarterback scrambling, you're taught to come back to him. And Cavender does just that, and he's able to pick up a big first down.
And Rainey gonna set up the screen, and look out, and the ball is on the turf. Hunter Myatt coughs up the screen pass as the Yellow Jackets were gonna push the ball in.
That was gonna be a first down. And
well, if you're Coach Hughes.
There we're gonna see the middle screen set up, and Myatt just got the ball kind of sticking out there a little bit, not covered up with both hands. And as soon as you get in traffic like that, you especially down by the end zone, you got to cover that ball up. And it just pops out, and Page has got another shot here to try to make something happen.
Well, 45 seconds left. Page has avoided many bullets tonight, Matt.
They definitely have. But they've got to start loading some of their own there and put something on the board.
And that is a good downhill run by Lockridge. And you know, one of the the old adage is the score was not indicative of what happened on the field.
Yep.
It's usually the other way when in a blowout situation. But when this game is 20-0 after 3 quarters,
you're thinking it could be a lot
30,
worse.
At least 35.
Yeah.
But again, Page missed opportunity from the 1, missed field goal, and trying to capitalize on any Fairview mistake.
Yeah, and clean up that punting game, it's totally different.
And that is going to be thrown up. And Madge is going to bring it down for a great catch.
That was an amazing catch, and that was an excellent job by Mazzell to hang in there. He had Cavender coming free. And as you're about to see right here, Cavender comes free off the edge. And Mazzell does a good job of getting that ball up. And that's an excellent job by number 16, Austin Mads, the junior. And Page needs a play like that to get moving, get some life back in this offense, and get this ball in the end zone. Yeah, see that? Trying to get a play in, but the clock's going to expire at the end of the 3rd quarter, and it's right now 20-0 Yellow Jackets.
So 20-0 here at Fairview High School in Fairview, Tennessee, and a great night of high school football action here in Williamson County. Again, a lot of the other teams in Williamson County playing non-district opponents, so this is our only head-to-head Williamson County game here. As we talked about Brentwood and Ravenwood Centennial playing Antioch, as Coach Rector going up against his former assistant coach and Mike Woodward over at Antioch for the first time.
They've been keeping y'all up all night long. Let's give them a round of applause.
And the PA announcer here at Fairview keeping the crowd alive.
As always, he's definitely good at that. Here we're going to start the third quarter off with Page starting to move the ball. They had a nice play there to Madge. See if they can get something going here. They've got to move quick. We got to see some type of hurry-up offense because they got to put some points on the board and they got to do it fast if they're going to get in this game.
Well, they have lost Lockridge and Casella.
I think Lockridge has been back unless we saw it.
And there is Madge on another reception.
Brought down with number 10, Julian Franklin. Ball be sorted and got it down.
Moving the ball, Mazelle's doing a good job.
Well, there is Casella. He is back in the game after limping off a little earlier.
Mazzelle, just a sophomore. Really, you know, doing a pretty good job here in the second half.
And there is a deep ball. And through the hands of
incomplete pass.
Casella.
And Casella had it. I mean, he threw it up. His excellent ball. Threw it up so his receiver could run up under it. Casella's underneath it, but he's just got to lay out, stretch out, and get that ball. I mean, you got to make those type of plays if you want to get back in this game.
Well, you talk about maybe a concern for the Fairview defense. Seems maybe like the secondary has been tested a lot, and take away a few drop passes by Page, and
yeah,
Page could sling it around. And Mazzelle, the hitch and go, and Madge has got it, and he is taken out by Moore, but a first down pass.
That was a good job by Madge hauling that in and hanging on to that ball. And you got to like what you're seeing from Mazzelle right now. Got your young sophomore quarterback, does a good job sending that. Good blocking by that offensive line. Gets it up there, and I like the way he throws. You know, he throws the ball up. There's a little bit of loft there, but he does a good job of putting it in a place where his receivers can run underneath it, and he puts it towards the sideline, towards the outside there, so the defender doesn't have a shot at it.
And there's the handoff to the big man, Lance Carney, the senior fullback.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen him carry the ball, and both times it's been on a nice little counter or trap up the middle. He's picked up some nice yardage. I don't think anybody wants to tackle that young man.
Yeah, you talk about Mazzelle, only a sophomore. Good news for him. Austin Madge, his favorite target, it seems like only a junior, so going to have a few more games with him in his career. Mazzelle back, and he's going to let it go. Booker Leach is open for the score, and a late flag in the end zone. And well, that's going to be 2 flags, so.
Looks like it's on the defense. Well, maybe not. Yeah, yes it is. All right, good. And but you know, talking about those young guys, Booker Leach is also a junior. He'll be back next year as well.
So the call is pass interference on the defense, and that is going to be decline. Touchdown Page, and you know,
just what the doctor ordered.
And I tell you what, they did it the hard way. Couldn't punch it in from 1 yard out earlier, and now with the deep ball, and that is a better kick by Ward, and the extra point.
That extra point could play a factor if Page is able to get it in the end zone here a couple of times, as long as they continue to make those.
Well, Fairview has got to cut out the mistakes here, as you see Leach with the touchdown grab.
Yeah.
And again, we talked about secondary was being tested by Fairview, and they haven't really answered the call.
No, they have not. And you know, we see some short stuff early, and that's generally what we were expecting to see from Page. But as this game's worn on, they've realized that they have got somewhere that they can attack, and it's definitely deep in that secondary. And right now, they are doing it. Mazzelle is putting the ball right where it needs to be. He's got a couple of guys, Madge and Leach, going out there and making some nice plays. You know, just like you said earlier, they had that opportunity, but just haven't been catching it. And right now, they're here in the second half in this third quarter, or the fourth quarter, they've been able to take advantage of it.
So here in the fourth quarter, 10:30 remaining. Fairview 20, Page 7 now.
Still a lot of time, but you better do something. Take advantage of it. Come out and stop them defensively.
If you're Coach Herzog, you got the great benefit of the penalty on the kickoff.
Yeah.
And so that's going to not let probably DeAndre Moore.
And you can see they're set up for the onside right now. But I think you're kicking out the back of the end zone.
Yeah. Do not let a return happen, and do not give Fairview any kind of good field position. So Coach Hughes putting the good hands team up there. As
I think it's a smart play on the short field.
As Coach Hughes
Number 22, Garrett Wall. Number 7, Ryan Skeens. Back deep.
Kind of trying to get a clarification, and now talked about the referees doing a good job.
Well, I'll give him one.
As the conversation lingers here at the 15-yard line is
not quite sure what the issue is.
Well, the man in white hat has always got the answers.
He may not give them to us, but.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Ward is on the way to kick off. And even kicking off at their opposing team's 45. Skeens and Wall.
Ooh. Oh!
And it's going to be recovered by Page. It is bouncing around.
Wow. You got to love high school football. I mean, that's great. It looked like.
Well, keep your eye on it. I think it's Streeter Ward, the kicker, on the recovery. And let's see if we can take a glance at it. Number 8, the guy you want to keep your eye on.
You're right. He was able to come in there and make that recovery. I mean, right off of a yellow jacket, and then looked like Page wasn't going to recover the ball. Had the opportunity and squirted it out, but you're right. Ward comes in and does a good job of making that recovery. And Page set up it nicely at about a little bit short of the 40-yard line. Got to go 40 yards here. They definitely need another score.
And Mazzell had the hot hand early on, and there it is. Up for grabs, and
oh wow.
The defense to offense didn't work out for Ramey and Franklin.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something, Matt. If that would have been caught with the
other
feet
way.
Down, other way,
no doubt. And right there, you saw Mazzell get some pressure, and he just kind of throws it up. That ball's lofted a little bit. Both those guys going after the ball, wanting to make a big play, and sometimes it works out against you.
Yeah, the eyes got wide.
Big break for Page there, not to have that pick 6 happen, because that's exactly what it was going to be.
So 10-20 here, the stoppage of play. Page gaining momentum, and Austin Madge at the top of your screen at receiver, the go-to guy, and there is a quick out, and there is Madge on the reception, and he's trying to lean forward.
He's a big guy. He's not going down easy.
For the first down, he is going to be short. Going to bring up third and about 1 or 2.
I like the way Mazzell responded there. He kind of got hit in the mouth there on that first down, and didn't throw a great pass. Could have been intercepted, and he comes out here on second down. He does a good job getting that ball up top to Madge, and there you see Madge working it on the outside, trying to pick up some extra yards and try to pick up that first down.
So Madge on the outside. Mazzell's going to go up to him again, and it's going to be through the hands of Austin Madge.
Oh, we have seen that too many times tonight for Page. If you're a Page Patriot fan, you got to see those guys bring that in. Looks like Madge is down, but
he's worked hard, and he's probably got cramps. As he's going to have to try to work him out now. He's got to come out for one play unless Coach Herzog calls a official timeout has been called. But if he's going to have to come out on 4th and 1. Running game has been non-existent, and you know that I know that you know, Matt. Page's run game has always been their bread and butter.
It definitely has. You saw last year, if you saw the game here at the end of the year between Page and Fairview, I mean, it was nothing but run the ball. That's all they did. And they have gone almost 360 degrees the other way. And you saw when they come out in a little bit of a spread offense, they did try to establish the run. They were trying to run it, but just not able to put it together.
Well, you see Coach Herzog even went over there to make sure his top receiver was okay. Now you got a question, Mazzell, where are you going to go if
you got
you're going to drop
Booker
back?
Leach, you got your tight end Robinson. You know, I think again, you got to roll out, give your quarterback the option to run it for it. But
well, roll away from Julian Franklin and DeAndre Moore's side because they will catch you in a hurry.
No doubt.
So
I expect to see
it's going
a
to be
blitz here by the Yellow Jackets.
Same formation. Cavender is going to come off the edge. And a ball is fumbled, and it is going to be fumbled and picked up by Cavender. And a twist and turn of fate for the Patriots as the Yellow Jackets are going to have the fumble recovery for 69 yards. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
Great play by the Yellow Jackets defense, but you've really got to feel for number 42, Lance Carney. He's carried the ball a couple times nicely tonight. It looked like it was there, as you can see. It just does not get the ball cleanly. It goes down to the ground, and Cavender does an excellent job of picking that ball up and taking it to the house. But, you know, Carney's played a good game. He's had the ball. He's taking advantage of it, and just right there, just, again, no breaks for Page.
Well, and again, kind of the football gods have kept Fairview out of the end zone twice, and I guess have repaid him with the fumble recovery, and the extra point tacked on makes it 27-7 here on our WCTV Game of the Week with 9:20 left here in the fourth quarter. Paul Brees, Matt Hill, and the whole crew here bringing you the action from Fairview. As if you were just joining us late here, we have had quite an interesting one as special teams.
A lot of big plays.
A lot of big plays. Special teams.
A lot of big plays taken off.
And exactly right. So now we'll have another special teams opportunity for Page to try to answer. Casella has had a tough time back there. And it looks like Lockridge is back for the Patriots and going to try to set up a return. So Page with the opportunity, Matt, with the onside kick recovery, and then gives it right back to Fairview on the fumble return.
In good position, you know, a couple of drop passes or passes that were just a little bit too far out of reach. And, you know, this that last drive is looking a little bit different, and then, you know, you hang on to that ball on that fourth down, you know, maybe looking and going for a score here, but instead you're down by 20. And now you're going to see what these Patriots are made of as they come down here with 9 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. You know, you definitely had the air knocked out of you after that last play, and you want to see your team if they're going to fold or if they're going to gut it up and try to make something good happen here.
Nice kick to Lockridge. He's going to have a chance, and we will see if he gets the blocking up front. And boom, brought down.
Number 44.
Hunter Schaber, the sophomore. Great special teams tackle. Well, we're going to have to see Page go back in the air, Matt.
Yeah.
An uncomfortable situation that they don't like a whole lot.
Well, they don't like it, but it's definitely they've had the opportunities. You know, they've just got to be able to take advantage of them. You know, that secondary for the Yellow Jackets has, you know, allowed them to get behind them a few times, left some big holes that these receivers have been able to get into, but they haven't been able to take advantage of everything the way that they would have liked to. But I tell you what's about to happen here is you know that they got to throw the ball, and you're about to see some defensive linemen pinning their ears back, and they're going to be flying at you.
And there was, as Mazzell got to get down in a hurry, going to make something out of nothing.
Yeah. I think I think that's the right idea right there. You got to bring a couple extra guys because he's really been able to. Mazzell's been able to sit back there. They've been able to block the 4 or the 5 that you're bringing, and they've been able to maybe not pick you apart, but make some big plays. Get the ball to the open man, even if he's not catching it. But you got to take that opportunity away. Bring a couple extra guys, make Mazzell get out of the pocket and run, or try to make something bad happen.
Mazzell trying to escape.
Now he's just running for his life back there. And you can see they brought 6 defenders on that play.
Number 44, Hunter
They're just not able to block him. And when one guy gets through, the quarterback starts running around, and that does not help his offensive line out because they get out of position. They're expecting him to be in one place. All kinds of Yellow Jackets chasing him around. Well, lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
8:14 and counting here in the fourth quarter, as it's going to bring up third and about 5 from the 30-yard line. And now it's going to be thrown up. Oh, Madge. And I tell you what, Madge has been the go-to guy, but he has taken his licks tonight, Matt.
Yeah, you can see that young man, you know, the ball went through his hands, but he's out there fighting. You can see he's suffering from some cramps. You know, he took a big lick there. He took one earlier when he went down. But he's getting back up there and getting in that game and fighting. You got to appreciate that. You definitely pulling for him, wanting to make that catch, but you got to like the fight in the young man coming back out there.
Well, still 8 minutes left, and Coach Herzog's got to wonder, do I punt it away here or do I try to go for it even on my own 30-yard line?
I mean, I think you got to go for it, but I don't know. I'm a bit of a gambler in this situation. I'm on the play to win, and you're punting it away. You're not going to be playing to win right here. And I don't want to send to my team that you're throwing in the towel. I don't know. That's just me. But that's also why I'm not a head football
You're
coach.
Up top?
That's right. Because I'd be getting fired for going for it on fourth down constantly. It's not Madden 2011.
Well.
Not that I play.
Yeah, right. So Mazzell actually not only the quarterback but the punter, and Moore back to kick. And Matt, if I saw it correctly, his special teams coach is giving him the instructions to make a fair catch if he has a chance to return it, but fire has been called. As the ball has been kicked on a 20-yard punt, Matt, to about the 50.
7:46 to play. Fairview's going to take over again with pretty good field position. Going to be interesting to see if they keep it wide open or if they kind of take their foot off the throttle a little bit. Try to run some time off the clock.
Well, in a rivalry game, Matt, even if you're up 27-7, you may have the game in hand. You may still want to tack on another one.
Yeah. You know those young men don't want to let off.
You know, I don't think Tennessee let up on y'all when y'all played, right?
Well, you know, actually, believe it or not, the last 2 years I was there, it was pretty close.
And schemes.
I said 2 years, though.
2 years. Two out of four.
The first two, it was ugly. I think my senior year was 17-10, something like that.
All right.
And, I'll tell you, the worst beating we took was, I don't know if you remember High Lewis. You remember High Lewis?
Quarterback.
High Lewis quarterback. First start at Mississippi State down in Starksville, Mississippi.
Took it
First two passes, I think, were touchdowns with the other way for
the Bulldogs,
yeah.
huh?
And I think it got kind of ugly.
Well, there's the
High's a good guy, though.
Second down carry. What was the final score?
I don't remember, but it was up there. We're looking somewhere in the 40s, maybe 50s range. It was nasty. But that was that year we actually did pretty good, believe it or not. Other than that, we were 6-6 or 6-5. 5 and 6.
Yeah,
5 and 6.
If you got 6,
5 and 6. 5 and 6. We were one way away from the bowl game. I remember we were against Kentucky. We should have been running out the clock by Neal and ended up running a play, fumbled the ball in field goal range. I'm dead serious. I'm not making this up. And fumbled the ball in a handoff in field goal range. Give them the ball back, they kick a field goal to win the game, and we would have been 6-5 bowl eligible if that did not happen. I'm not making that story up.
Well, just as you say that, Ramey goes down, slow to get up, as he has the fall on the fumble. And this is one where Coach Hughes comes out.
I think regardless of what's happened here, we're going to see Ramey not back in this game with 6:15 left because the whole offense goes through him. You got all those playmakers outside, but they're not getting the ball unless Ramey does something. And we got to hope that young man's all right.
Well, we got a break in the action as we saw the third down play. Just drops
the fumble, and he's just trying to get back on it. And you know, you see that those big offensive linemen kind of sit on you. Glad to see that young man walking off the field. Nobody's more excited to see that than his mother up here with us.
Holding her breath as maybe got the wind knocked out of him because I think the ball had kind of got in between. But anyway, hey, Matt, you want a copy of tonight's game?
Who wouldn't?
You got to call us, 472-4032, $20 a copy. Hey, check out our website at www.wc-tv.net. And I'm not going to tell you, I haven't been there, but I have been there. And we have also a YouTube page. I'm talking about a line drive punt. Go ahead. And
wow, I can't believe that. That sucker died. You don't see a line drive punt die like that very often.
Yeah. So the Yellow Jackets take over. So talking about our website, Matt, I want you to go to it. Games of old, upcoming things, but the YouTube page, I thought we had a chance at one time, Matt, to hit 1 million people on our play call.
We can still be there. We're at 300,000.
We really slowed down. 300,000. But we hit a stride right there where I thought, oh man, this is going to take off. Well, it took off, but I think, hey, it's over.
I'll take 300,000.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's 300,000 more people than I've ever wanted to do that I've been involved with.
Well, you went
but it wasn't because of me, I can tell you that. It was all those young men at Summit.
That's right.
And they did an amazing job, and what a way to start your football career out there for those young men.
So the handoff as the Patriots just trying to get out of their own end zone.
Yeah, they just have been in bad position after bad position tonight. And, you know, when you've got a line drive kick die on your one, you know that things are not going your way tonight.
Well, 5:21 and counting here in the fourth quarter on our WCTV Game of the Week. As the Patriots deep in their own territory at the 3-yard line. Lockridge in motion and gonna hand it off. And is that Joe Robertson? We will see.
I don't think that's Joe. I think that's that's Lance Carney.
Carney? And he was the one that coughed it up earlier, so a nice way to get out.
Yeah, I think that could have been a little bit of Mazzella, a little bit of a handoff. I won't put it all on Carney, but
3-yard gain.
Got to go to bat for my big guys down there. But that was an excellent run. Good blocking up front by those young men. Give them some breathing room. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter.
And there's another handoff and run by Jake Laster.
Go down to number 58, Luke Conrad.
And going to bring up second and about 6 as the clock continues to run here at Fairview, Tennessee. As Mazzell going to do what he's doing best, but just on the outstretched arms of Casella. And that's going to bring up third and about 7.
Yeah. Casella's not the tallest guy out there. You got to get that ball down a little bit.
So 3rd and 7, 4:15 here in the fourth quarter. And Mazzell going to try to string it again. And a big hit, Matt, off the screen pass.
And that was Jake Laster. Kind of got out to dry there a little bit. Does a good job hanging on to the football. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
Be a loss of 4 on the play, brings up 4th down.
Loss of 4, 4th down, Matt. And it's 3:47 and counting. You got Mazzell, who's the quarterback / punter.
It looks like they're going to go for it here. I don't get why you punted it last time if you're going to go for it here. But
definitely Mazzell in a quarterback set across the middle.
Oh. He has just not gotten a whole lot of help tonight from his receivers. There's been a lot of balls on the ground that should have been caught.
So turnover on downs. What do you think, Matt?
Well, we got 3 minutes left here. You're up by 20.
I think Coach Hughes probably going to.
I don't think we're going to see
Franklin.
I don't think we're going to see Franklin. I don't think we're going to see Moore.
Ramey for sure.
Definitely not Ramey. You don't
so
after
Coach
what
Hughes may
happened
have
there,
to use a timeout just to get his offense straightened out.
and that's what we're going to see.
As
We're going to see a lot of clean highlighter out there.
the Yellow Jackets here at the Hornets' Nest have
the Hive.
The Hive has just about pulled out another win to continue their streak at 4-0 on the season.
About the 27th annual Fairview Nature Fest at Bowie Nature Park.
And there we see the Page band out trying to support their team, trying to get them fired up, even though it's looking like they're not going to be able to pull it out here. But
well, we got to give a shout out to our crew again, Matt. Kelsey on the replay down there, and Jonathan. And then Melita and Tyler up here. Camera 1 and camera 2. Thing 1 and thing 2.
Camera 1.
And Lyle down on the sidelines, getting some good shots for us. And Creed in the truck. Hey, we want to wish Alex the best tomorrow on his ACT, as he has got to. Hopefully, he's at home resting, getting plenty of sleep. And well, you got to. I forgot. Kelsey is too, but Kelsey,
she was able to suck it up.
She is here.
So I'm going to say good luck to Kelsey.
Good luck, even more to Kelsey.
That's right.
Alex, good luck. And there's the handoff, and that is going to be. We're going to have to get some names out here, Matt, as that is going to be about 44 Hunter Shiver, who's made a couple of special teams tackles.
Nice big hits. You'll like that from the young man.
How about number 25 at quarterback, Mike Jordan?
Mike Jordan.
So take the A-E-L-E-L-A.
I want to be like Mike.
Yeah. Michael Jordan, just call me Mike. The sophomore, 5'10", 150 quarterback. And he's like, who's that? Kurt Warner used to wear one glove. So he's waiting for the back judge to give the signal, and another handoff.
Another carry by number 44, Hunter Shiver.
And Shiver going to get plenty of carries here late with the clock continuing to run, 2:27 and counting. Hey, next week, Brentwood High, Ravenwood, always
be a good matchup.
Talk about another rivalry. No love lost between those two schools.
Not at all.
And our first
third down
action for both of them, and going to bring up third and about 7 with 2:07 remaining.
And you know, there's a lot of new guys in there right now for the Yellow Jackets. They're doing a pretty good job of holding their water right now, because they've sit there for quite a while in that stance and not firing off and not getting a false start. Which
there we go. And Jordan going to take the snap and the pitch, and let's get a number on that one, Matt, as
number 28, Rashad Moore on the carry.
Like Rashad Moore.
Rashad Moore, I don't doubt that may be DeAndre Moore's brother. Rashad, only the sophomore. Maybe they're related. Maybe they're not.
Let's say they are.
Field goal attempt.
Field goal attempt by Suffrage, the junior kicker, and it seems like Skeens has got the most important job of getting the snap down, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good.
Definitely high enough. A lot of leg on that one. Did a good job.
So
good snap, good hold, good kick.
And that tacks on another 3 here at Fairview High School with the score 30-7.
Good job getting that down, and you can see there's a lot of leg there. Enthusiastically, the referee gives us the good
touchdown.
Try field goal.
Yeah.
Field goal good.
So here we go.
The ambulance already taken off.
Yeah.
Not quite getting that. Trying to beat the rush out of here. Nobody hit too hard in this next minute here.
You know, we left out our great director, Creed, down in the truck, trying to keep things organized. It's a tremendous task Creed puts on every week.
No doubt.
He's kind of like a big daycare worker down there in the truck, making sure people stay on task.
So you're comparing the staff to a bunch of toddlers?
Never, never. And that is slicing down to about the 5, and Lockridge going to bring it out outside the 22 as 51 seconds remain here on our WCTV game of the week, as it looks like the Yellow Jackets are going to improve 4-0. The Patriots going to even their record up at 2-2 on the year, Matt. Still a lot of football to play, and Fairview has definitely shown that they are worthy of the top 10 consideration in the state. Currently ranked number 6.
No doubt about it. And you know, you're not happy if you're Page for this loss, but I think we've seen some nice things from their young quarterback. He's done an excellent job. Zach Mazzell has put the ball where it needs to be, and they could get a little bit more help out of the wide receivers. We saw some nice big plays from them, but we saw a lot of drop balls. You know, I think that's something that they can look forward to.
Well, there's big Wyatt Jones on the tackle. You're right. They could find a couple of more receivers. Madge had to be the go-to guy, and he got worn out. So clock is ticking. 24 seconds. We'll see if they just go back to the ground again. And an outside hit with number 18.
Nick Dodson.
And he is
and he runs out of bounds.
To the 50 with 10 seconds left.
Michael Jordan on the tackle.
Well, the quarterback turned defensive back. Former minor league baseball player.
Movie star.
Ball started on the 47-yard line.
Well, what was that, Jam?
Yeah, Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Yeah, my kids watched that the other day.
You know, actually, so did we.
It must have been.
And then they watched something else with Brendan Fraser and Looney Tunes.
George of the Jungle, or
no. It was whatever it was. It was awful.
Yeah.
Sorry, if Brendan Fraser's watching. I apologize.
Let me tell you something.
The Mummy was good.
If Brendan Fraser is watching, I want you to get in touch with our director, Creed. Invite you up at halftime next time up at Brentwood. And the clock has expired as Coach Herzog decides to run out the clock. And it is official. The Yellow Jackets of Fairview defeat the Page Patriots tonight, 30-7 here on our WCTV Game of the Week. For Paul Brees and Matt Hill and the whole WCTV crew, we thank you for watching, as tonight's game of the week is an official final. And we will see you guys next week at Brentwood High School as the Raptors come to town in the Battle of the Woods. Battle of the what?